leave me. I try to prove myself in this emptiness. All these broken words make me feel less than I should feel. I found myself surrounded by embrace. Then you found me and you showed your face, your face. I found you, I
Just with this playlist. Alright, let me get the game loaded up here. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm afraid he didn't make it. But there's always hope. Come, let's go inside.
Alright, let me get this captured correctly. Nice. Alright. Oh, I don't have my heart rate monitor on. What percentage is my phone at? 39%. Alright, let me plug my phone in with the heart rate monitor on. Give me a second.
I'm afraid he didn't make it.
Give me just a moment. Gotta plug this in. Try not to drop it. It's like so much stuff on my desk. Alright. 1 sec. Oh yeah, we could just look at that. That's fine. Just kidding. Okay, game capture. HD capture. Dead space, please. I will fix the resolution. Give me a second. Where is my heart rate monitor? Oh, where is it? Oh my god. Definitely prepared for this. Found it. Hopefully this game has better, whatever it's called. The hardware acceleration issue from last time. Alright, where you at? Full side. Full side. Thank you.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run
I was very confused. Hi, Kura. That's supposed to auto time you out. How do I? Okay, I guess it didn't. Well, goodbye for 300 seconds. Wait, is it 300 seconds? I think it's 300 seconds. I think it's slash timeout. Yeah. How long is 300 seconds? That's 5 minutes. Are you sure you want? Maybe I'll do. How about 150? Bam. All right. Let me make sure everything is working. Seems to be. Okay. Right. So I've never played this game before. So this should be interesting. Let's see. Menu narration off. English subtitles on. Select difficulty. Let's see. What's this? 1 save and 1 life. Nope. Not for a game I'd never played before. We could just do hard, I guess. Yeah, I'll make it hard for myself. Why not? Alright, I would like to make it full screen though. Because apply. Nope. I want full screen. And as soon as I bring my mouse over to the right, it stops. But whatever. I think you guys can still see okay. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Motion blur, I would prefer not, but it's fine. Oh, look at that. Look at those graphics. Hello, yes. Oh, all right. Gameplay. Yeah, whatever. Aim assist with a mouse? Is that even a thing? Whatever. Oh, no, we can put this on, yeah. Let's see, does it work though? I'll see if it works. I do have 5.1 on my head, but whatever, we'll just continue. Okay. I think I'm gonna turn the brightness up because I think Twitch is gonna compress it a little. So until the image on the left is barely visible, which is that for me, but I'm gonna turn it up a little bit extra because Twitch. So I have really bad allergies, so if you hear me sniffling, I apologize. I'm taking nasal spray and whatnot, but I can only do so much. So. Alright, hopefully I don't have hardware acceleration issues this time.
I'm sorry about everything.
Hopefully.
I just wish I could talk to someone.
I think I did play a little bit of the original version of this game. I think this one's the remake, right? So, better graphics.
Such a little thing.
I just figured it would be better to play the new version, even though it's the same game. I played like 10 minutes of it, and I got too scared, and
5 minutes out, you still got that thing on.
I stopped playing. So.
Guess you really miss her.
Fishermer is not a job you turn down, but 6 months apart with only vid calls, it's rough. Easy to say the wrong thing.
I don't blame you. I've listened to my girlfriend over Hamlet reciting security protocols.
Forewarned is forearmed, Miss Davis.
So you keep saying.
Here we go. Nice clean re-entry. Aegis 7.
Aegis 7.
Imagine 6 months staring at that chunk of rock.
To an independent miner, that's paradise. Aegis 7 is one of the richest finds in CEC history. Some prospecting team set up for life.
What's this, space Minecraft now?
Now where is she?
Fair.
Confirming visual contact with
Oh,
USG
I just-
Ishimura.
What a beauty.
Oh, sorry. How about I look at the...
Biggest planet cracker in her class.
Just look at myself the whole
Looks
time.
like they already popped the core.
Why is it so dark? We should be able to see our running lights.
It's dark because it's spooky
Get
game.
us into hailing range. Someone's got to be waiting up.
I hope this is a scary
Be
game.
careful on the approach. I'm not taking any chances with CEC's pride and joy.
No chances, huh? Is that why you were digging into my personnel files before we left?
You check your file access.
I'm a computer analyst. Comes with the job.
I ran standard CEC background checks, Miss Daniels. If you want to work in the big leagues, you have to play ball.
Sir, we're in hailing range. USG Ishimura, this is the emergency maintenance team of the USG Kelly, responding to your distress call. Come in, Ishimura. Ishimura, do you copy? Come in. This is the USG Kelly.
You ever hear of a full communications blood? I don't know what these things.
Never. Come on. Someone pick up the damn phone.
The hell is that?
Sounds like their communication array is busted. Maybe a broken encoder. Daniels and I can handle it in 48 hours, max.
Hey, that gives you plenty of time to catch up.
Oh, Kuro, let me show you the,
I hope so.
Hold on, let me quickly show you the other VTuber we have. Ta-da! Obviously, it'll be on the other side of the screen, but it's pretty good. It doesn't have the blink, but I could always use TTS Chan. Just kidding. But yeah, this will be perfect for the flight sim streams. It's so good. I like the, like, man, he does so good. I don't know how Suri does it. It's just magic or something. Do I want to quit the desktop? No. Why are you small again? Come on, game. Oh my god.
Jen, John,
Hold on. It's like this weird resolution. There we go.
Gravity tether recreation. Automated docking. Let's go.
Losing control.
You know, this doesn't seem like an ideal situation.
Guidance system override isn't responding.
Shit, we're coming in too hot. It's gonna smash us into the hull.
Oh, come on. Come on, manual controls, manual controls. Come on. You guys should practice for this. How are you gonna see with the blast shield? Oh, okay, got a little screen. Okay. Brace right packed. Or not. Ah, not bad, not bad. Is this a third-person game?
Good.
I'll live. Hey, Johnston.
I'm lagging a little bit. It's okay.
My ankle. Might be broken.
Oh, come on.
but better than a broken neck. Or worse.
Damn, what is this thing on my back? Just...
Gotta always read the manual.
What the fuck's going
Oh,
on with
I read the manual, but the pilot doesn't?
Add it to your repair list.
Come on.
What's our damage?
Comms are down. We lost a port booster. We got a fire in one of the stabilizers and singularity core's a mess. Could be worse, but not by much.
Oh,
And let's get some help. Johnston, stay with the Kelly. We'll send a medic. Everyone else, with me.
alright, well, he's gonna be the first one to die. Does that cover my... How do I see out of that? Can I move now? Oh my god, I can move now. Pilots can't read, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so this is a third-person game. Whoa, that is so cool. It's like... Wait. Oh, shh. I did not. Ooh, that is cool. Alright, what is this? Q and E to change. Oh, I can zoom out the map. I don't know how to... Oh, arrow keys to move. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, follow the security team. Got it. I already don't know where they went, but we're gonna go this way. Yeah, I don't know how to sprint. How do I sprint?
Let's get this done.
USG Ishimura. Mua now. Oh, I wonder what the Twitch captions translate that to.
At least we didn't take out the sign.
I mean, the sign's the most important part. Otherwise, how would we know what ship it is?
May as well get signed in.
Why are we signing in? There's nobody here. Where do I sign in? There's nobody at immigration. Where do I sign in? Oh. I guess that little computer scanner thing did.
Rig synced. Collect kinesis and stasis modules from Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple. Location? Error. Employee not found.
Yeah, go get from this employee. But the employee's been deleted from the network. Right, yeah, makes sense. Is it like 4 a.m.? I don't know. Why is my heart rate saying 105 right now? I'm not scared. Yes, please. Oh god, is there a flashlight? Oh. Jesus. Now I'm scared. I also... Is this my health on my back? I think I remember something like that. What's that? Save station. Ooh, yes, I'll pick up the text log. What's it say? Oh god, it's lore. Alright, I'm not reading that.
There's nothing logged.
If you want to read it, I'll pause the... I'll pause the... I mean, I'll upload the VOD to YouTube like I have been, so...
Done playing around.
Dang, that is a low resolution screen. Look at that. Alright, what am I doing? Oh, that's cool. Draws a little line. Oh, that's super cool. What? Something died? Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. I don't want to hear about things dying. It's gonna be me soon, isn't it? Why did I play this on hard? Scan rig. What? Maybe I can't do it yet. It's locked. What do I do? This? Yes.
Oh god, that smell.
That's a lot of red.
What have you got?
Shit. It's not just comms or the guidance system. Half the Ishimura's in the red.
Oh, I'm locked in here.
Engines, hull, the trams.
Thanks, guys.
You can do that kind of damage to a planet.
Green? Green thing.
Okay, notice the power. Ventilation's up. Power to the elevator should be
Hazardous anomaly detected.
Quarantine? Oh god.
Quarantine activated.
Another malfunction?
No. The quarantine systems are all fine.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Hear that?
they're gonna die. Goodbye, guys.
Hammond?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There's something in here with us.
Dang. He's got little stabby arms. Oh, screw this. Yep. Yep, I'm running. Oh my god. Fucking Christ. Ah. Ah. I'm running. Where do I go? Elevator, elevator. Ah. Well. I think I may regret playing this on hard. Could I change the difficulty? I can't let you in, dude. The door is locked. Oh, good. Alright. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I have to go through that door, but I can't open it yet. Alright, I'll help you in a second, man. I gotta figure out how to open the door. Plasma energy. And, ooh, money. What's this? Not too late to go back? Nah. I'm pretty sure I can just... Why is the game, like, taking me out of this... Every time I click enter, it's, like, taking me out of full screen. It's also tanking my frames whenever I do that. Screw it. We're stuck on hard. I'm not clicking that again. Hold on. I'm bleeding frames. 1 second. Wait. Let it stabilize. There we go. Yeah, whenever it tabbed me out, it just boom right to red on the little the loading thing. What's this? Aim with this. Okay, my guess is I shoot where there's dots are. Okay, well, I guess I didn't read the thing enough, so what's this? Melee, I just punch with this. And big steppy. Okay. Yeah, I'm not tabbing out again. We're just gonna... Do I shoot this thing? What if I... There you go. Oh, Jesus. Are you not dead? Jeez. I have 2 shots. How many shots did that take? Oh no. Oh no. Do you have any ammo on you, dude? No? Oh god. Alright. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna die so many fucking times. Is this a save point? No. I don't want to go down there. Maybe there's ammo down here, though. Fucking Christ! You shoot the legs. Okay. Can you turn the beam at all? I can't tab out to check the controls. Hold on, maybe it'll tell me in this again. Yes. No. I click enter to read it, but I can't. Like, fuck it. I don't know how to turn the thing, so. Okay. Okay. Oh, a save.
Security request retrieved.
It didn't die. We shot that fucker right between the eyes and it didn't die. Smith had to shoot its fucking arms and legs off.
Okay, yeah, chop off the arms and legs. Got it. But I don't know. Can I rotate that? Because that's vertical. Alright, I got 8 shots now. Oh god. Hello? Alright. A med pack. Just tab to my inventory. But if I click enter, it's gonna tab me out of the game, right? Well, I don't need the health right now. I'll check it when I need the health. Hello? I have to stand next to the door. Oh god. Okay. Well. Fuck. Is there quick save?
Isaac.
Ah!
Oh my god, Isaac. You made it.
Just... They're everywhere. Shin, is he,
He's gone. Nothing I can do. What the fuck are these things?
The ones I saw, some of them were wearing
Oh, a save. A save. Right, I might save and like restart the game or something.
We need to get to the bridge. There's 1,000 people on board. Someone will be there.
I don't know why, like every time I hit enter, it makes the screen like
and you're both repair techs,
really small
so how do we
square,
do
like
this?
the size of that little video call. That's how big it is on
There's a
my...
broken tram car blocking the tunnel. It's gridlocked the system, and the data board's burned out. I can't lift the lockdown or call the tram until we get a spare from the maintenance bay. But it's all on Isaac's side of the quarantine.
I'll handle it. Just make sure there's power to the repair systems.
And Isaac,
Yeah?
I'm sure Nicole's okay. She's a doctor, right? She'll do the smart thing.
Yeah. Yeah, she always does. Find somewhere safe. I'll be back soon.
Save, 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 save. Save, save, save. Save, save. Save. I'd like to save, please. Let me save. I don't care about the mission menu. Let me save. See? It won't even let me do that. Hold on. It's gonna kill the frames again, I'm sorry. Wait. Can I click now? Oh, I can click now. I can click now. Oh, I can change the difficulty now. Nope. Why are you being like this right now, game? What are you doing? I don't... Why is it... What the fuck is... We're gonna restart. We're gonna fucking restart. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. We're only 28 minutes in. Difficulty is one thing you can't change. Okay. Well, yeah, like whenever I move my mouse, it goes off the screen over to my other display. Who made this game? EA. Oh, okay, it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. Alright. I'm just curious. So it seems to be okay now. Alright, I'm gonna put it on medium. Because... Forget that. I think I'm just gonna die too much, you know? Alright, WSD. Shift, look up, down, left, right. Yeah, that's obvious. Okay. I'm on a menu right now. Alright, eat, interact. Have to use iceberg. Have to use a med pack. Stasis pack? I don't know what that is yet, so. Alright. Alt fire is space? Alright, maybe I can't turn it. How am I gonna shoot his legs off if his legs are vertical and the lasers are vertical? Whatever. The menu is scary, yeah, you're right. Alright, I know nothing is happening in here. We're just gonna get a little call. I'm just gonna loot.
God, Isaac.
Oh, that didn't scare me
made it.
this time.
Just... They're everywhere. Jen, is he,
He's gone. Nothing I can do. What the fuck are these things?
The ones I saw, some of them were wearing Ishimura uniforms.
They're the crew? How the hell can they be the crew? Look at them.
We need to get to the bridge. There's 1,000 people on board. Someone will be there.
We can't. The tram
I don't
system's
think there's
wrecked.
1,000 people
Everything's
anymore. I
locked
think
down
there's
because of the
1,000
quarantine.
creatures.
And you're
Whatever
both
those things are
Paratechs.
called.
So how do we do this?
There's a
Alright,
broken tram
waiting
car
for the
blocking
video call to
tunnel.
end.
Gridlocked
I'll
the
save,
system, and the data board's
and then we
burned
can
out.
continue.
I can't lift the lockdown or call the tram until we get a spare from the maintenance bay. But it's all on Isaac's side of the quarantine.
Alright, we need a
I'll
data
handle it.
board.
Just make sure there's power to the repair systems.
And
Oh.
Isaac,
Yeah?
Why are we on a
I'm
video
sure
call?
Nicole's
They're
okay.
standing right
She's a
there.
doctor,
Just walk
right?
up to the window.
She'll do the smart thing.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, she always
It's
does.
like texting Kawa while he's sitting right next to
Find
me.
somewhere safe. I'll be back soon.
Just text him and be like, do you want to get food? Nice. Him dance. Alright, yes, I would like to save now, please. Alright, now hitting enter doesn't do the thing. Yay! Save dance. Save dance, save dance. Alright, what am I doing? Alright, that's the thing I need to get. Okay. Well, both of these doors are unlocked. X. We need to go this way. That's a happy sound. Oh, great. We gotta go down into the deep, dark depths of the ship. Yeah, it does, right? Oh, come on. You gotta do better than that, game. Gotta do a little better than that. I feel like a tramp. Ah. Those are scarier than the fucking game sounds. Uh-huh. What's this? Stasis allows you to slow down enemies, aim, and then C. Whoa. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Why is there a save here? Save, 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 save. Can I get killed while I'm saving? I don't know. Yes, I would like to overwrite my save, please. Thank you. Jesus! Is that entirely necessary? What is that? What is this box? I can't do anything with the box yet. Maybe I shoot the box. I don't want to waste the ammo though. Hello?
Isaac, don't bother shooting those fuckers in the head. Doesn't even slow them down.
Oh, I step on them.
The only way is hacking them apart.
Oh! I can turn it with the space.
Does that even kill them? Or do they just stop moving?
Nice. Alright. We figured out the crates. Go back. We squished the crates. Big steppy time. Bam. Yeah, that's right. Give me your plasma energy. Nice. Nodes? Yeah, I'll take some nodes. Spicy nodes.
Message retrieved.
Vents into engineering. You got a stasis module handy? We need one in tram maintenance stat. The autoloader's fried. I got a damaged tram car on the tracks, and if the whole system's gridlocked, guess who they're calling? Temple here, sending a stasis module now. What happened to the autoloader? No idea. A lot of shit's been breaking down. I keep hearing things. Down in the gears where no one could be, you know?
Yeah, I think the heart rate monitor is actually, it's like Resident Evil or something. But, do I want to open that right now? I'm not sure. Let me go look over here first. Money, money, money. Yeah, give me all the money. Why is there why is there music? Oh, anything glowing? Oh shit, maybe there's actually more than one thing coming out of those crates. Alright. I feel like when I open this door, Some shit's gonna go down.
Online. Loading system reinitialized. Warning. Autoloader malfunction. Please contact a repair technician.
I'm a repair technician. Stasis recharge? Oh, that's cool. Alright. Oh, so is the stasis the little circle on my back? Okay, okay. Okay. What do I do now? Alright, the game's giving me health and lots of ammo. I wonder what that means. The claw!
Left loader claw engaged.
Get stomped. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ! Stomp him. Is there more? Ah! Ow! Okay, yeah, I see how this game's gonna be. I see now, I see. Alright, I have some health, I think. How do I get to my inventory? Right. Do I use a small health right now? Yes. Yeah. The claw.
Error. Right loader claw disengaged.
No, you were gonna fucking do your claw.
Error. Right loader claw disengaged.
No.
Any luck moving that tram car?
The autoloader's busted, but stasis should do the trick. Just gotta time it.
Great.
What am I doing?
Hurry. Okay. Sound carrier's down here.
Do I... Why do I hear tippy taps? Oh, it's music. Okay. Alright, so maybe stasis it and like shoot something? I'm gonna go with that. Alright, so...
Right loader claw engaged.
Great. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. What do I do? What do I do? Get on the tram? What do I do? Do I use this now? Bam.
Replacing damaged tram car.
Okay.
Please stand
I got
by.
it. I got it. Figured it out. I'm gonna go hide over here. Alright, yep. There's a dude over here. Oh god, they're already behind me! Ah! Wow! Freaking... Jesus Christ! I'm just gonna get jumped by every one of them. Why? Why? Is there more of you? I squished all... Uh-oh. Get stepped on.
We got it. The tram is
Shit.
jamming the whole system.
That's one down. You said a data board was right too?
Inventory says there's a spare board in the maintenance bay. We can't run the trams without
Okay.
it.
Alright. Alright. What am I doing? Something. I'm doing something. I hope I don't lose the ammo from reloading. I know some games are like that. You reload and you lose your ammo that was in the whatever. Do I not have a flashlight? Hello. Bang. Use a wiggle. Him wiggle. I'm gonna save now. What the hell am I doing? Alright, data board. Right. Data board. First I gotta stasis this. Right. Yee. Oh, you think you can just pop up at the vents? Are you? What the fuck? Isaac! Squish him! Why am I on fire? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Use a health pack. Jesus Christ. I didn't know they could, like, spit acid. That's new. Oh, you learn something new every day. I guess I need level 1 clearance or something to open that door. Alright. Hello. I gotta go through that door now? Alright, we're gonna save first. I feel like I'm gonna die. You thought I saved a lot in Alien. Lucky I'm not playing this on the hard difficulty. And by you're lucky, I mean I'm lucky, because I would not be able to do it. Yeah, this seems like a great place to be. Cut off limbs, dismember enemies. Okay, yeah, I got that. You can go away now. Hard would be too easy. Right. Are you gonna get up? Yep. Okay, Isaac! Isaac! You suck! Ugh. Jeez. Also, hi, how you doing? Welcome. Yes. Yes. I can only turn on one at a time. Okay. We'll go here first. Maintenance bay! Uh-huh. No saves? Oh, yes. A save. The thing about hard, though, is it only gives you one save slot. And if you die, that's it. And since I've never played this game before, I don't know that that is a wise decision. Ah! Oh god. Nope. Did you just hit me? I don't fucking think so. Use a health pack. What is this? Those look like explosive barrels. That might have been useful to know. What? Do I not have any health packs? No! Oh god. Health, please. Don't need plasma energy, I need health. Come here, I'm gonna bait you next to these explosive thing. I wanna make sure. Yep. Come on. That. What? Oh, it did work. Yes. There's a waste of ammo, but... Hello? I hear you. Oh, you're over here. Okay. Come here. Wait, is that goal not met yet? Oh, I don't need to do it yet. I thought the goal was met. How far away are we? I thought the goal was met already. I was like, oh, okay, so I've been planning it out already. Which, by the way, is a lot more flight planning involved for those. It's only 34%? Oh, great. I got lots of time. That's good, because I'm gonna need some time to do it. It's gonna be like a 7-hour thing. Call elevator? Do I need to go that way? Yeah, I thought it was done. Ah. Good. I was like, man, I have no idea how you guys got to 35k so fast. Like, I figured that was a lot of points, and I was right. I got like a notification at the end of the stream last time. Oh, maybe it was like, it's a quarter done. Oh, you're gonna get up. I already know. I'm just gonna blast your leg now. I see. See? He wiggled. He wiggled. Do you not have any stuff? That was a waste of an ammo. Then maybe he was actually dead. Well, thank you for your points, regardless. We will get there when we get there. And I'm just gonna keep extending the deadline of that until it gets filled. So don't feel like we need to... Uh-huh. One of you's gonna get up. I knew it. I knew it. How many stomps? Jeez. I don't want to use a med pack because I feel like I can be okay right now. Alright, what am I doing here? Huh? No, 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 no. No, we're turning the lights on. Don't need the elevators. We'll turn the maintenance room on. Hell no, I'm not turning the lights off. Are you... What's this? Lore. Great. Alright, if one of you has a small med pack, that would be amazing. Nope, just money. What do I use the money for? What do I do? What did I do? I open this blue door. What the fuck? Ah, why? Alright, now you can use the med pack. My health fell to the ground. No! My health went down there. I had one of them drop the green ball. No! Oh well. My loot. Why does he like stop and look? That's gonna get me killed one of these days. Alright. Do I have to go down? Oh god, we gotta turn the lights off. I don't want to turn the lights off. Alright. Goodbye, lights. Oh, great. I can only use the flashlight while I'm aiming. Jesus. That thing scared the shit out of me, that floating thing. What the fuck? Alright. Hello. I'm just here to fix the elevator. Ah. 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 It's really dark. It's really dark. I'm out of ammo. Ah! Run! Run! I feel like that could have gotten better. Alright. Alright. Things are fine. Everything is fine. Fudge! It's so dark. I don't want to go in there. Do I have to? Oh, good. I don't even have to go in there, but I see a glowy thing. Oh. And big health pack. Ooh. I'm not going in those. And it is so dark, I can't see anything. I'm not opening that. Where do I go? This way. Is there a data board over here? Oh, no, it's... What? It's down here? I guess I didn't actually explore down here. I just ran away. Alright, now. Alright, around the corner. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, it's in here. Okay. Ding dong! Alright, more lore. There you go. You can pause and read it if you want. I don't care about it. Don't care. Yeah, look at all this
Isaac,
stuff.
we can't stay here much longer. Hearing a lot of movement.
Hold on.
You're hearing a lot of movement?
I'm coming back to tram control now.
Daniels, get ready to go.
Alright. Well. I have to get the tram running again. Okay. What's this? Ooh, upgrades. Alright. I have 2 nodes. Do I upgrade the plasma cutter or the suit? So, like, do I want more health? I think I'll take the health. Oxygen? Stasis ration? Stasis, sorry. Alright, I'll put 1 in each. There we go. Melee damage. Wait, was that a thing? Also, hi, sorry, how you doing? Oh, since you are here, I'll show you when we get to a save. It's like, every time I close this game and tab out, they're gonna come out of there, aren't they? Yep. Nope, going back in the room. Going back in the room. I'll show you the PNG tuber if you want. It looks pretty good. Pretty good. I know it! Get stepped on. Oh, jeez. Ah! Oh, you're easy. I could just... Alright, where's your loot? You don't have any loot? Alright, where do I go? Right through the darkness. Great. Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably go to climbing gym tomorrow. Need a couple days rest. I thought I already stumped this guy. Do not get up. Dang, how many punches? Alright, if there's a melee upgrade, we're doing it. Alright, I go this way, right? Yes. Okay. Ooh, a save. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you. Very much. Alright, now... I guess I... put it back on that, because that's what it was before. Is that a... Yes. Yeah, come on, bring it. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, what are you gonna do now, man? You got one arm and one leg. Stupid robots. Or whatever they are. Not robots. Aliens. I don't even think they qualify as aliens. Yeah, just find some money on the ground, you know? Just like finding a penny. Hopefully it was good luck. I haven't died yet. Maybe I should up the difficulty. This is... Okay. Okay. We're just gonna... I have it on, like, medium. I didn't want to put it on... Yeah. Maybe I can put it on. Oh, yeah. Alright, I can't... Okay, so what you can't do, it's like Alien Isolation. You can't turn it down past the hardest difficulty. I think I'm only gonna make it harder on myself. I don't think it's gonna make it any more scary or have any more jump scares, but we'll see. Hard it is. Oh, I can use this thing now. Ta-da!
Data board reinstalled. System restart complete.
Yay! I did it, guys. Guys, where are they at? They were in there. Save my skill. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Why am I doing that? You're right. That mod is gonna be madness. Alright, I'm just gonna resave again. Just do one thing. Alright, yep, I use that panel. Alright, time to save again. I open that door. Time to save again. Alright, those guys are in there. I don't know where they went, but...
Maintenance complete. Calling tram.
It's clear.
Hello, this is Tram on the phone. It's clear.
Now arriving at flight deck tram control.
They're gonna die. The trams, look, the tram's gonna go by and they're gonna get murdered. Right? right? Isn't that what's gonna... Oh, okay. I thought that or the something hit the roof. I don't think it's normal, man. I think you guys are gonna die in there.
What's the plan?
You and Johnston fix up the Kelly. We report to the bridge. Standard emergency protocol.
What? Protocol? Hammond, people are dying here.
And I'm not losing anyone else. We stick to procedure. We'll get through this.
That mod's gonna be insane, man.
We'll see.
That's gonna be... like, I'm not gonna play it on Nightmare because apparently it is, like, literally impossible on Nightmare. But I will play it on hard. And it is gonna be like playing it on Nightmare plus 1 difficulty higher. It's gonna be madness. Yeah, go towards screechy sounds. Uh-huh. All right. Elevator. Come here. I know you want me. Don't run. Come on, come back. Why are they running away? Ooh, look at all this loot. All the loot. Wow, oh yeah. Nice try. Nice try, bud. Nice try. Come here. Where'd you go? Oh shit, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Nope. Alright, doing good, doing good. Man, why is it always so dark? Like, do these people not know what backup power is? Why is there squishy noises?
Isaac, we made it to the bridge. There's no survivors. Daniels is trying to get into the command computer.
I see loot. Alright, back to the ship. Go, go, go. This was a quick game. Is that it? That's it, right? Yeah, surely. This game only won, you know, a ton of awards. I'm sure that's it. Yeah, just put your stuff down, take your headset off. Oh, maybe it...
Is that good?
Haley, I need you to listen. The Ishimura's overrun with... they're fucking monsters. You didn't hear anything?
What? No, the comms are still out. Isaac...
We need the Killian fixed now. Got a damage report?
Yeah, it's there.
Sorry. I was looking at text from my instructor. What am I doing? This? What are those? What are those things?
Go!
Why? Oh. Oh my. Well. Ah! Jesus, you're fast. Ow! Ah! Run! Run! Run, 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 run. Wow, why are there two now? Back into a corner. That could have gone better.
Johnson, Scott.
Jeez.
Singularity core overloaded.
Kellyanne was our only way home. We're trapped.
No! I'm not losing two good people for
I
nothing.
feel like we've lost a couple more letters on the.
It's a brick.
It's now the. Oh, she.
So we find Captain Matthias. Track his rig.
Okay, here. Captain Benjamin Matthias. Location medical. Status deceased?
Dude, everybody's dead. Come on. Come on. You should know that. Everybody's dead.
You can double back.
Oh,
and
it's
cut the
yeah.
maintenance.
I gotta do it.
Find the captain's body and get his rig. With his codes, we. What was that? Chen?
Hammond, run!
Well then. Alright, I guess we're going back this way. I don't go this way. Just kidding, we're going this way. Oh, elevator. It's like, this is a weird looking hallway.
Hello. Which one?
First one.
Have fun.
I'm playing on hard too. I haven't yet.
You haven't fought anything.
Yeah, I have.
The ones you can kill in 3 hits are easy.
Oh.
You're gonna get destroyed on like the first boss.
See, he has no faith in my skills.
Any game before 2010 that was a
Ooh.
survival horror.
A store. Microtransaction time.
Impossible.
Alright, what's this? How much stuff do I have? I got plenty of ammo.
You should focus on upgrading the pistol. It's the easiest ammo to find.
The pistol? I have this thing. Oh.
Focus on upgrading that. That's how you're gonna get the most ammo. All the other weapons, trying to find ammo as hard as next to impossible.
Okay, well, I'll upgrade and then we'll save. I have 1 upgrade token, I think. Yep. Okay. I can't. So capacity, I suppose. I can't
You
do
can
that.
do any of those.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah, you need the
Math.
adjacent.
Reload is good.
How about voice reveal complete? Next, we just gotta get him on camera. Alright, elevator down. Hello. Any spooky ghosts down here? Or, well, not ghosts, whatever they are. Infected alien things. Alright, no, I thought maybe...
It's a van.
What?
They only come out of some vents.
What?
They only come out of some of the vents.
Oh. Alright, need level 1 card to open that door. Oh yeah, look at all this stuff. Extra stasis, which I haven't been using really, so. Chapter 2. Wait, that was only one chapter? Oh, kinesis. Hold and use F. Is there like a kinesis refill? I'm guessing it's that little blue blinky thing. Alright, what do I do? Oh, do I just... What? No, I need it. Here.
What? I thought you just said you needed it.
It should be okay. I'm in 72. Wait, what the heck is... What the heck am I doing here? Removing this? Oh, yeah, okay. I see. Is that an unlimited thing? The kinesis? Hello?
Not unlimited, but you have power stations.
No, the kinesis, the moving stuff.
Power station. You won't find charges for it.
Well, this is a lovely room. I hope you're okay over there, lady, for a second. I gotta squish these bodies.
God, hold the line. They all came back.
Well, thanks for your sacrifice, soldier. Give me your gun, please. Heck yeah. Where's that gun? Stasis pack. Oh, it's this. Okay. How do I... Yep, that's fine. Put it on the second notch. Proximity mine costs 25 rounds. Oh, nice. Okay, so I can quickly change. Nice. Okay. Oh, that is so cool. I mean, not the soldier dying part, that's not so great, but like that, just the way this game looks, it's super cool. Like, you get closer, that spreads, oh, it's just, I mean, I guess that's how lasers work, but alright, who wants some?
Station now accessible. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, wait, what? I'm in medical. Never mind, we won't get on this right now. Apparently I'm supposed to... Where am I going right now? This way. Alright, what is it? Aim F. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so cool. I am definitely gonna bonk somebody with that thing.
Isaac, have you heard from Daniel?
Jesus.
We were attacked. She ran the other way.
No, nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
The morgue?
Yeah.
Evacuate this area immediately, it says.
Together in a hurry.
You know, I think we should just go then.
Hydrazine tank might blow it open. Just need a detonator, like maybe a shock pad.
Security
People could be through there.
Isaac,
I mean, it says to go.
the one
We
who
should go,
attacked
right?
us. I swear to God it was Chen. But I saw him die.
Yeah, well, clearly they're coming back to life with some
If they
alien
barricaded the morgue,
parasite spore madness. Alright, what am I doing now? Destroy the barricade. Oh, this door's open now. Find a hydrazine tank. Okay. We can do that. Hydrazine. Wah! Nope, not taking any chances with that. Not taking any chances with that nonsense. I guess I should use the stasis against enemies here. I haven't been doing it, but... maybe that would be an advisable plan of action. Hello. F. Don't know what that thing is, but what is that doing? Just going round and round? Okay. Round and round we go. Where it stops. I guess the game developers know. Alright, this thing's awesome. I gotta remember, headshots don't do anything. Oh, is this the thingy I need? What is this? Oh, it's a big ass battery. What do I do with the battery? Oh, maybe put it in this. Okay, circuit breaker. Turn those on. All right. Ah! All right. Let's see. Dang. Alright. I'm just gonna upgrade everything right now. What does that say on the wall? It's okay to be fucked up. I don't know about that. Alright, I guess we gotta power the elevators on. Alright. Up we go. Why are you on the wall? Ow, ow, ow. Ow, don't stomp, don't stomp. I pushed the wrong button. I meant to stasis him. You still hit me? Ugh. Bastard. Alright, what do I... Oh, I bet I... Nope. I'm gonna use this thing. This thing is way more powerful. Okay. What are we doing? Ooh, stasis switch. No comprende. Lo siento. This is a spooky room. I don't like this room. Fuck. I can't even open anything in here. Oh, yes I can. Ammo. Okay, I'm going the right way. Cool. Are we just gonna like shove a bomb in our pockets? Is that what's happening right now? I don't know if that's a good idea. Especially if, like, we get hit by one of the things. We just got this unstable explosive in our pockets. Just get bonked by one of the aliens. Just instantly. I mean, the alien would die. I guess it's not an alien, right? It's still technically somewhat human. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Oh, shh. I have it. Oh my god, the sound. Yes. Yes. That is so cool. That is so cool. In space, no one can hear you scream. What am I doing? What? What? Oh my god. Oh. The heck yeah. We flying. Alright, how do I go down now? Z? Oh, that is so cool. Give me that. I want that. Give me that. Why does it say there's stuff there? Can I... F? Nice. What's this? Oh, it's the bomb.
Still holding this position. What's happening there? Did you find Nicole?
Oh, lot of shit, bud. Whole lot of shit.
Found some hydrazine that should work on the barricade. I just need to find a shock pad.
Okay, work fast, Isaac.
I'm working on it. Super speedy mode, go.
Entering zero gravity.
Z. Hell yeah. Hello? Are you gonna come back? Whatever. Oh no! I was like, oh, is he gonna come back? I guess so.
What the hell? That shut the whole ship.
Big boom.
I'll check it out.
Big boom. Alright. Zero gravity space run. This is different. Shit. Up. Up, Isaac. Isaac, up, please. How do I... Oh, okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die here. Oh, get back on the thing. Hold on. Close the door, restart the timer. Close the door!
Exiting vacuum.
Ay, ay, ay. Alright.
Entering vacuum.
Again. Z. Q him. Boom, let's go this way. Let me go this way. Let me go this way. Then... Ooh, loot. Thank you. I think this way... This way looks right. What's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, oxygen recharge? Oh, okay. Is this where it came from? No. Okay. Ah! How are you not... Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Now it's dark. I gotta do this in the dark. Upside down. Okay.
God. Took one step out of the captain's nest and Chen, that thing. He almost got me.
You okay?
I trapped him in a damaged escape pod. Snarling like, this is fucked up. Hurry, Isaac.
Pulse rounds. Use schematics to store to unlock new purchases. Okay. I don't see any stores over here, but possibly. Possibly some stores. Bad. Unnecessary. I really hate these guys. Wait, what? I'm paranoid. There's something behind me all the time. Oh, this game does a great job at atmosphere. Very good. Man, imagine this in VR though. Whoa. Oh, it would be so spooky. Although they would have to make it first person. I didn't think the third person spooks were gonna get me, but they're pretty good. Where am I? I'm going the wrong way. fucking run, 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 run. With the 3D audio, man, it sounds like someone's behind me all the time. I don't like it. I don't like it with the 3D audio. Oh, my hands are sweating. My hands are sweating. Knees weak. Actually, knees aren't that weak. I'm sitting down. Oh, this looks like a lovely room. Oh, a save station. Yes, please. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Also, hopefully my PNG's not covering up too much of the game. I mean, he's basically right over where my character is, so... How about I use the thing and try and... There we go, we go through this door. Oh, a little bit of lag. Ow! How did it still hit me? Fuck's sake.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine.
Lovely, 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 lovely. Go, 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 go. Run, Isaac! Oh my god, you idiot. You idiot, you idiot. Oh, heck yes, give me more of that. Oh my goodness. Am I regenning health? No, this game surely isn't about to be a regen health game. Certainly not. Alright, where am I going right now? That way. Alright, I'm just gonna take a little peek. Just gonna look around for some loot. There is no loot. There's only death. Alright, use this thing. Who wants Calvi? You? How about a chair? Isaac, it's space. These ones are faster. Oh my god, Isaac, if you don't run right now, we're gonna die. Time to run this way. I don't have health. I don't have health. Oh my god, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Shoot the legs. No, 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 no. Switch guns. Isaac. Dang, man, this game did so good on atmosphere. Jeez, I'm...
Quarantine lifted.
Oh, yes. Hello. Hope I'm not interrupting your office hours. I just want to read your text log. There you go. You can pause if you want. Otherwise... Nope. Ooh, do you have anything good on your computer? Ah! Jesus.
Ben, what in God's name is happening down there? Precisely that. God's work. How can you say that? These deaths at the colony. The paranoia, the hallucinations. You wanted a scientific analysis? Cause and effect? Well, it all began after they raised the marker. What are you so worried about? The marker is divine. We know this. Look, it'll be on board tomorrow. You can study it then. Put your mind at ease. At ease? People are dying. How can that be the transformation the teachings promise? We're witnessing a new beginning. Terrence. For unitology, for humanity. Of course our faith is being tested. Everything is about to change. That's what worries me. And recording. Seal entry.
Nice. I mean, I was hoping for, like, I don't know, something else on his computer, but that works too, I guess. Didn't have anything fun on there. I know I'm supposed to go that way, but what's over here? A box. F.
Surgical log. Dr. Charis Mercer. Copy to my secure terminal. I convinced Jurgens to show me the video feed from the colony. It's remarkable. Finally see what I've sought all my life. The miners, this transformation, the divine death itself. Kine is erring on the side of caution. His faith has been shaken by these necromorphs, as he calls them. How strange. When my own faith has been so richly rewarded. With or without Kine.
This tissue sample. Where do I
must study one of these creatures. Or the next best thing. Brennan's patient, for example.
I put the tissue sample, but I guess it doesn't. Guess it doesn't work. Oh, what's this? Aha.
Personal log,
I heard those whispers in the background.
With medication and zero-G therapy, patient Harris is showing improvements. If this continues, there might be hope for the others on Aegis 7. However, Dr. Mercer continues to interfere. He claims Harris's delusions are religiously significant. If I have to make a complaint, I will. I'm not losing my patient over unitology bullshit. Not again.
Tracking rig signal. Dr. Nicole Brennan. Rig location? Inconclusive.
Very useful.
Manual rig tracking is available.
Okay, well, let's use it then. Ooh, a side mission. Investigate the emergency room. My inventory is full. Drop or sell items. Well... how about no? Alright, do I have any nanos? Nope. Don't even have that. Gonna... Recombination of dead what? Alright, well my inventory's full, so there's something in here I either can't get or I just filled it up. That's fine. How many chapters are in this game? Let's see. Dead Space chapters. There is 12. Okay, so we'll get like done with 3 and then call it good. I can do 3 and it'll be 4 streams, or I can do 4 and it would be... What is that? Is that a wacky, wavy, inflatable, arm flailing tube man? Pretty sure. Yeah, let's just go in here. What the fuck is that? No. No. We do not need that bullshit. How did your hand get stuck up there, man? Oh, it's stapled into the wall, I see. I hear you run around in the vents up there, you little shits. Fuck! Nope. Nope. Ow! Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Alright. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. I want an emergency shower. Yes, please. Does it work? No. That looks very dangerous. A node! Heck yeah. Can I get close to this right now? Well, I found the shock pad.
Daniels isn't answering her rig link. What's your status?
I found a shock pad I can use on the barricade. I'm heading back there now.
Watch the voltage on that pad. I'm not losing anyone else.
I mean, surely these guys are, like, familiar with the... which one are you gonna move? I heard that. I've already been here. I see. That was my carnage I left. I see. Lovely, a blood trail. Oh. This damn door again. Oh, nope. Let's chop. Alright. Hello. Ah! No, Isaac, we're just running. We're just running. Come here, boys. Never stood a chance. Alright, so we're gonna plant the explosive and then, I don't know, run? Run! Run, Isaac. Isaac, now is the time to run. I did it. Oh my god. Why are you so fast? Why?
Remember, when you reach the morgue, find Captain Mathias' body. Get his rig codes, and the computer's all ours.
Sorry, man, I'm not taking any chances. Weapon upgrade. For free? Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me that pole. Somebody's getting impaled here.
Lupin transmit all personnel. This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help. Look at his wounds. We can't handle so much trauma. And the maybe I have some HP left.
Looks pretty painful. Pretty painful. Alright, what the hell am I doing here? This? I don't need to see that again.
Lupin transmit all personnel. This is Senior Medical
Oh,
Officer Nicole Brennan.
I'm just blind, I see. I turned the shower on. What? Oh. It's a secret door. Secret door in the shower is a little
log,
sus, but
Dr. Nicole Brennan. So much for getting paranoid. I repurposed this room to run counseling sessions without
Inventory
unitologists
full.
interfering. Now it's the only place I feel safe. I recovered a limb
Not
after
anymore.
yesterday's attack. Genetically, it's human tissue with bizarre mutations. But it's just a sample.
I need like power
Not
packs
enough
or
to
something.
figure
Where
out
the
here.
heck are those at?
I need... Wait, where's that report from engineering? Here. The engineers pulled something out of machinery. Limbs missing, torso intact. Okay. Time for a real autopsy.
Great. Great. What the heck am I doing here? I can't open that door right now. I need this power cell or something. Oh, wait. Hold on. Does it go somewhere? Maybe I'd stick it in another... I see. Okay. I take it out of this. We yoink the power cell. We shoot these little shits. Oh my god, why? Why do I have to fight them in the dark? Nope. Isaac, now is not the time to reload. Jesus Christ. Ow. Where are you at? Is that all of them? Hi. I could have used these. Ugh. Now I figured it out. After. Punch out. That. The door's open. Give me this spike. Alright, so any loot? Aha. Some credits. Where'd my spike go? Oh, here it is. Spike. What's this? Oh, really? You're just gonna scream and run past? Really? Oh, I'm sorry! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I think he didn't like me shooting his friend. Do I get my spike back? I want the spike, not that. Oh, it's like a one-time. Ooh.
Security request retrieved.
Thank you.
You left me. I woke in the dark with them scratching in the walls. Scratching like rats. And you all locked me in with them. Fuckers. I'll cut them out. I'll cut them out. I'll cut them out.
Don't know if I would advocate for, oh. Let me just, I apparently can't use it? What? What is in my inventory right now? A whole bunch of crap. Can I drop this for now? Pick this up, use it, then pick this back up. There we go. Bam. I really want to find a computer. Are you a computer? No, you are not. Ah! There's more? Jeez. Nice.
Mercer, it's Terrence Kine. You were in surgery, so I
Oxygen
left this with Warren.
recharge. Oh,
He'll be
lovely.
discreet. I just got the latest report from
Lovely.
Aegis 7. The situation's worse than Captain Matthias will admit. 40% of the colony's population is now showing symptoms. Depression, hallucinations, more violence. People are dying down there. I know it's linked to the marker somehow, but I just don't have enough
Lady!
data. Mercer, maybe I was wrong.
Lady!
We need answers.
La-
by any means possible.
Lady?
That patient...
Shut up. Lady, what are you doing? Why? 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 I know, right? It's like, you didn't need to do that. She could have just talked to me first, told me why she was doing that. I know. Oh, good. Yep. I was gonna say at some point here, I feel like you little shits are freaky as hell. I do not like those little things. Alright, give me the power pod. Whatever it is. There's blood in this elevator, but I'm sure it's fine. Sure, it's fine. I'll just switch to this gun just in case it's not, but sure, everything is fine. Ooh, O2 recharge. Oops, I accidentally, I guess, put a proximity mine or something. Alright, we'll leave the med pack there. I really want to find an upgrade computer. Like, that's all I want right now, so I can get rid of some of this crap. I think we found him. What is that? that is a big dude. Oh great, oh great. Why is there a dog in here right now? Isaac, you want to do something? There you go, Isaac. Blast him. Okay, run. Isaac. What the fuck is that? Is this like a boss fight? What is this? Ow! Huh. Alright. Jeez. That's a big dude. Alright, what? Where is an upgrade computer? God. That's all I want. Please. I want to take more stuff.
Isaac, what's your status? Do you have the captain's rig?
Fuck me! Ugh. Transmitting codes now. I saw it, Hammond. A flying one turned the captain's body into another one of those things. The same must have happened to Chen.
God. Maybe the command computer has something. Where's Daniels when you need her? Head back to the security checkpoint. It's safer there. At least I can upgrade your clearance.
Oh, he's gonna upgrade us. Nice. Wasn't there a med pack over here? Alright, let's see. Let's just drop something for a second. Yeah, drop this. Pick up the med pack, use the med pack, and then pick up the weapon upgrade. Okay. All right. No, go. Give me 2 seconds. My dad's dog is freaking out. Give me a second. What did you want? You want to go outside? Yeah, apparently me getting up and going to my... let the dog out. Increase my heart rate, I suppose. All right.
Isaac,
I'm here. What the hell's happening?
the computer says the Ishimura's engines are offline. We're on a decaying orbit toward Aegis 7.
Oh, God.
Lovely.
I have to get to engineering.
There's no time. That tram station's offline. Unless... Here. Head back to the flight deck.
More hey, I get
If this
plenty of
damage report's right,
exercise.
there's a shortcut to engineering.
Lot of leg work, flying the planes around. Just kidding. I do climb at a climbing gym like 3 or 4 times a week, but I just started that. I used to climb almost every day, but that was hell. I even did that when we were running NGSP. But I stopped because I fucked up my shoulders. But they're all good now, so. But I can't climb for long right now, but at some point, I'll be able to climb for longer. Alright, computer desk. Computer desk. Maybe there's a... Oh. Bench. We want the bench. What does the bench look like? Like a weights kind of thing. Bunch of weights. Alright, well, there's a shop in the room we're going to be going through. I don't see any benches. Ah, there's a... Oh, that's a tram. Really, man? What the hell? What is this? I don't know, I guess I'll find out. Just make sure I'm running in the right direction here. Am I going in here? Yes. Get this, we're turning the lights on. Give me the pod. I don't know why that doesn't work. Screw this, we're turning the lights on. Unless I need to go down that elevator. Nope. We go this way. Wait, is there stuff in here? There's stuff in here.
Clearance confirmed.
Oh! Heck yeah. Wait, does that mean I could have opened some of these other things? Oh, I need level 2 for that. Aww. I bet I could have opened this other door back here. Hold on. me just... never mind. Forget it. It's not worth it. I'm sure there's nothing... What's this? Oh!
Clearance confirmed.
Like...
Clearance confirmed.
Alright, well, I can't take the ammo, but... We're full ammo, so it's fine. It's fine. Not taking any chances. That door. Okay, great. This door. It's spooky in here now. We're just getting on the tram and leaving. Right. Main objective. Current position. Okay.
Flight deck tram control.
Alright, who's coming through the top?
Now arriving at flight deck tram control.
Now arriving. Gate B is for loading and unloading only. Is there possibly an upgrade computer? Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Where is the upgrade? I don't know. Oh, it's all the way over here. Nice set of thing. Alright, so we gotta go that way, up, over, through those. Screw it.
No, you want that upgrade.
I can't get through the door.
Well, then you'll get it at some point.
But my inventory's full of crap. Whatever. Maybe there'll be one up here. Let's see. It is very possible there are some in the other spots, but... Nope. We're just gonna go back to the ship again? Why would we do that? A bath. Room! I regret going in the bathroom.
Security recording retrieved.
Lovely. Please save. It's just gonna be... This game's just gonna be run back in the thing. Alright, now run to the ship. Now run back. Now run to the ship. Am I going the right way? Yeah, okay.
Isaac, this damage report says there's a broken cargo lift just beyond the hangar doors. I'll open them now.
Yes, please.
Entering zero gravity.
You'll need your thrusters to reach it, but that lift shaft should take you straight down to engineering.
Okay. Heck yeah! Chapter 2 complete. Alright, we got time for one more. Shoot. Where am I going? Okay. This way. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Oh, there's an O2 recharge. Good. Oh! Nope. Nope. Okay. What am I doing here? Oh, great. Go faster, Isaac. Go faster. You only got 30 seconds here, man. Come on, come on, come on.
Exiting zero gravity.
Whew.
Exiting vacuum.
Alright. Easy peasy. Ooh.
Clearance confirmed.
Credits. Credits. Edit. Just credits. I mean, I guess credits are good, right? I really just need some health, but I can't take any health. Because my inventory is full. Hopefully I'm going in the right direction.
Position compromised. Correct course immediately.
Working on it. Alright, first we gonna save. Ammo.
Engineering log. Acting Chief Engineer
Store.
Jacob Temple reporting.
I guess I could sell some ammo.
Can't believe the chief is gone. It's all falling apart since the captain died. Everyone down here is on their last nerve.
Oh, I just had to open the
was the worst
store
of
to
it.
unlock. Oh my god.
Things came through the vents.
Oh, I can store stuff.
Fuck, those were my lunch buddies, Liz's friends, old boyfriends. And out of nowhere, the engines are screwed.
I'll put the old suit on.
We're hemorrhaging fuel. Fuck if I know why.
Heck yeah. I don't know what it does,
but...
but...
fuel depot to fix it. Gotta keep the team focused. Crack. Temple out.
I guess I gotta get welded into it or something. Oh yeah. Now that looks like a suit. Alright, I think gonna what's this? 11,000? How much money do I have? 21,000? Bring this part to the bench to extend the upgrade path and gain access to a special upgrade. Or buy power nodes for 10 grand. What's this? What's this for? Pulse rifle. Oh, what's this one then? This plasma cutter? I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just buy the suit upgrade. I can afford both. Or do I buy med packs? I don't know. I think I'll take the armor and the slots. I mean, we're doing fine on health. We'll upgrade our suit here. I'll upgrade one of the guns, probably the plasma cutter, I want to say. Nice. Then we got some armor. Should help a little bit. I don't know why that doesn't heal me when I go into that, but I'm pretty sure I got like full health right now anyway, so. Yes, please. I would like to take that. Now, do I sell some ammo? Oh, this is just a selling item. Go buy. Heck yeah, look at that. I got 2 things for the plasma cutter. Nice. Alright, I think I'm gonna buy a health pack just so that we have it. And now I'm gonna see what's in this locker. And it's gonna be the upgrade I just paid for. I'm gonna save it in just because we did all this stuff. I don't want to have to redo it if I die, you know. Alright, which way am I going? Not that way. Why is the music kicking up?
Seeing you in the control room. Any news on the engines?
Yeah, but it makes no sense. They're out of fuel. The centrifuge is offline. We're tethered to a 4 trillion ton payload. Without the engines, it's dragging us down to the planet.
Can you handle it alone?
Sure. Fix the centrifuge, get the fuel running, then do a full restart. But you'll need to stabilize our orbit from there.
Standing by. Fast as you can, Isaac.
Wait, I am curious. If I push tab... Okay, I thought maybe that little visor thing would flip up, but... Alright, refuel the engines and activate the centrifuge. Got it. It's gonna be... What? Wasn't there something here? Maybe I picked it up already. Hello? Any spooky monsters? Nope. But I found this thing. What is that? What is that? Hold on. I'm going to a safe place to investigate. What is this thing? Remote industrial saw. You can shoot blades? What the heck? That is so cool. Alright, we're gonna be using that thing. Alright, we're gonna investigate the bathroom. I know this didn't go so good last time, but...
Security request retrieved.
We need help down at engineering. Danvers, get those wires up. Tell us to shut out. I don't want to. I don't want to. Christ, Henderson, your teeth. He's pulling his teeth out. Just hold it. Where the fuck is security? Stop. Oh, God. He's dead. No, he's alive. But he hit that thing pretty hard. His own teeth. Chief, what the hell is happening? I don't know. Cancel security request. Henderson needs the medical bay.
Oh, great. You. Uh-huh. Get stomped on. I will use the new weapon. I just am...
Fuel reserves depleted.
I'm just waiting for a good
Engines
time.
offline.
I don't want to go that way yet. I want to investigate. Oh, this is just this room again. Doing. Okay. Uh-huh. Just gonna do a little save scum. Yeah. Alright, I can't open that yet. That's fine. Alright, where'd that one dude go? The scorpion looking... Do I cut that? Do I cut that? Looks awfully like I cut that. Yep. Now I have a stabby stick. Stabbing stick. Who wants it? Who wants it? Who wants my stick of stabbing? Ooh, there's something up there. You want it. Okay. Ah! Oh my god, that's a new one. That's a new one. Alright, where am I going right now? Alright. Refueling the other engines. Right. No, 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 no. Come here. Yes. This is super cool. It's like a gravity gun. I like how it has a problem passing through this stuff, but it just point, point, point. If you go fast enough, it doesn't register. I kind of want to shoot that in there, but I won't. Hey, buddy, stick around. Ah! Oh god. Okay, Isaac, use the health pack. Isaac, we're screwed. We're screwed, Isaac. Oh my god, I have like no health right now. Ow! Okay. Oy vey.
Last valve done, Chief. Progress report filed by Jacob Temple. The engine problems aren't a malfunction. Someone shut off the fuel lines to the primary engine and damaged the valves to hell and back. We just wasted an hour fixing them. Now we need to restart the south refueling station, but some jackass turned off the power and locked up the circuit breaker.
Sorry.
We're gonna hit Planetfall soon. What now? There's gotta be someone around here how to spare access card. Go.
Security card required.
We can do that?
First.
Never go!
I think they were talking about me, I'm not sure. Ah! Ow, ow, ow. Man, I lost my tube. This'll work. Ooh. I found a tube. Let me pick this up first. Ooh. Alright. And we will save. And the music is getting very intense now that I have saved. That's fine. No power. Ay. What was that?
Isaac. Hammond.
Yeah, it's me.
You made it.
Thank God. After the bridge, we thought that...
Glad to disappoint. I barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them, but I don't think they know I'm here. Isaac, I've tracked down your rig. You're in engineering, right? I'll get myself admin privileges. Maybe I can help.
Okay.
Clearance confirmed. Exiting vacuum.
I guess I'll turn the lights off. Is that? What is that right above the gun? Right on that third laser. Is that a... Apparently, somebody was not happy with me turning out the lights. Isaac! Ah, jeez. Yay, fuel. Turn the freaking lights back on.
Activated. Sufficient fuel to fire primary engine.
Not these little...
Okay, I've got a fuel reading. Only a quarter full, but it should be
Where'd he go?
I still need to get the centrifuge working
Come
before
here.
restart. Someone really screwed with these fuel
Come on.
lines.
Move fast, Isaac. Agent 7's looking damn close out
Ow! Ow! Are you still... Yeah, I could punch too. Alright, we're going back in here and turn the lights on. I can't. Alright, we don't need lights. I suppose. Oh god. Alright, no lights, no lights. It's fine, it's fine. Oh, wait. Not that. I can use these. Do not fall. I want that. I'll keep the spike too. Might need it. Oh, don't. Why is it shaking? Is there something on it? No. Okay. Okay, well, I'd rather have that. Not that. That. Wait, what? Oh, okay. was like, what? What do you mean back on the tram thing? That was entirely unnecessary. I think I hurt myself with that thing too. I don't have any health packs. Great. Great. No health packs. No saves. Didn't scare me. It tried, but I could hear it, like you can hear it screeching. What do I do? What do I do? I go in here. I get the little fuel. Where's my bomb? Oh, I used it. Okay. Oh, wait. I wonder. I gotta investigate. I wonder if there's an upgrade station over here. Right? It'll be worth it if it is. Override station lockdown?
Station now accessible. Thank you for your patience.
Heck yeah. I know it's the wrong thing, but... I mean, I know there was one here, but... Man, there's gotta be one here somewhere. Maybe over here? It's a cargo lift? Or is this what I used? Maybe this is what I used last time. Oh yeah, I've already been here. Okay, we'll go back. Somebody was angry. Alright, we'll go. We'll go actually do the objective. Okay. Fucker. Alright. This door. Ah, further down we go. I see. This is a long frickin' lift. You know what? I don't think we've used this weapon yet. Health? Thank you. What is that? That looks important.
Clearance confirmed.
Health back. Yes. I'm not using it right now, but... Alright. I don't know what this thing is, but I'm taking it with me. Decontamination chamber? Oh, no, 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 no. Nope. Finally. Yes. Yes. Oh, look at all that. All right. Thesis ERG? Oh no, I'm gonna increase our air. Go to our plasma cutter. What's this? Rate of fire? Ooh. Ooh. What's this? Applies damage over time to each shot. And our other special is going to be greatly increases ammo cap. Alright, I'm going to dump 2 in this to get the damage up. Maybe I should lower the reload time? I don't know. Let me look at these other things real quick. Put that in. I guess we can, I might put on the suit. I don't really care about the stasis stuff. I don't really use it. I want this HP though, so we're gonna go up to that one and then... Yay! There we go. Nice. All upgraded. Time to decontaminate.
Decontamination sequence activated. Please stand by.
Just taking a shower. Somebody doesn't like showers. Oh, okay, that thing's pretty cool, but I'm just gonna use this. That thing is pretty cool. Oh god, where... I think I set a mine accidentally. This is a long decontamination. Am I doing the decontamination? Am I out of ammo? Oh no. Apparently, I am the decontaminator now.
Thank you for your patience.
Nice. Schematics. Heck yeah. There's a lot of yelling going on in the background. I assume this is the right way? Yeah. I know it says to go right, but... I kind of want to go left. Ooh. See? It was worth it. Yeah, yeah, come on, come on. Really? Come on. Bring it, little gremlins, whatever. Yeah, it looks like some shit went down over here. Expletive. Oh. How do I crouch? How do I get that? Oh, I just pick it up. Okay. I was like, do I have to crawl through the hole? Oh, a safe. A save. Nice. Ooh.
Entering zero gravity. Warning. Centrifuge
Money.
offline. Please attach generator modules manually.
Ooh. Cell blades. Stasis stuff. What do I do? Engage the clutch. Alright, well, you want to push the third pedal down for that. Haha, get it. Get it. Third pedal. Alright, I'll stop. What? What are you doing up there? You can hit me while I'm flying? Man, that's some bullshit about. Oh, okay, I see. I understand now. I get it now. I have to move the thing closer and then... Yes, yes, it all makes sense. Thank you. Just gonna move it a little closer and then hit it with the stasis. And then slot it in. There we go. Bam! Wow, you're not happy about that, are you? I want to loot you. Come with me. Let us go. I want to squash you so that I can loot you. You didn't have anything. Damn it. Where's the stasis recharge? I think I'm out. Or almost out. Is this O2 or stay? Ooh, some credits. This is O2. Dang it, that does not help me, game. I want to stay. Ooh. I see that over there. Where's the stasis recharge? I don't have any left. Aha. Wait. Get the loot. There we go. Nice. Alright, we are full up on that. Now I just gotta find this other clutch. There it is. Alright, now. Slide it down the thing and stop and hit it with one of those and then slip it in. And nice. And then we heckin' move because.
Generator module attached. Clutch engaged. All personnel clear for centrifuge restart.
Okay. What do I... Let me refill my stasis. Yee. Alright, this side? I feel like once I flip this on, it's gonna pull like all that stuff down, open up a space hole, and then I'm gonna need the oxygen. Because why else would they put oxygen here? Just a guess. Yep.
Centrifuge activated. Re-establishing balance with tectonic load.
Where do I go?
Looks like the centrifuge is back online.
It is.
All that's left is restarting the engines, right? Ready when you are.
Whoa! Whoa! I'm gonna get hit by this thing. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the arm to come around. Boom, go. Go, Isaac, go, Isaac, go, Isaac. Ugh. Is it this? No, no. No. That was the wrong one. That's stasis. Oh god, I'm gonna die now. Unless I just go back. No, that is the right one. Uh-oh. Shit, 40 seconds, come on. It's gotta be... Ah! Isaac, you need to go. Whew. I think we're gonna make that. Why? What is that? Why is there a giant space tentacle? What the hell? Can I save again?
Warning. Orbital position approaching critical. Correct course immediately.
Do I have to decontaminate again? Yes. In my own way. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Ah. How have I not died yet? I mean, I am not complaining, but... Alright. Now, is there a node? Do I have a node? I do have a node. Okay. Give me that HP.
Clearance confirmed.
Just a miter cell on his arm? Yeah, okay. No more space tentacle arm. Space arm tentacle. Preferably.
Got it. Isaac, fuel storage is unlocked. It'll give you access to the engine chamber.
Why is the music musicking? Oh, airlock time. Okay.
Entering zero gravity.
Oh, those look like fun choppy
Hey,
choppy
Hammond.
blades.
I cracked the secure files. DEC was here for more than just a mining claim, huh?
What do you mean?
This outbreak started on the colony after the miners dug up
Okay, I have to...
something alien.
That's impossible.
But it would explain why Aegis 7 is meant to be off limits, right? Earth's orders.
Oh.
The miners found the artifact. They reported
Barely.
hallucinations, paranoia, suicides. But the Ishimura brought this marker on board anyway. Like that was the plan.
Wait. The marker. Okay, back up. Where's this marker now?
In cargo.
Ah! Shit.
All packaged up for delivery.
Scared the shit out of me. I'm leaving the... Come on. I probably should have turned the other airlock on, but... It's a little loud in here. Nice try, Sparkle. Look. A flamethrower. Ooh, a squidgy room. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. You know? Oh. What was that? Okay. Yeah, turn your back to that. Genius. This guy is such a genius. Flamethrower fuel? Nice, thanks for your points. Oh yeah. That is my reaction to getting a flamethrower. You're right. You're correct. Alright, oh, I have oxygen tanks? I see. That's things I wish I would have known. Alright, where am I going? Not this door, but I'm going in this door anyway.
Engineering log. My last log. Temple reporting. I can't raise anyone on Riglink. I think my team is gone. I found the Kinesis module that someone used to bust the centrifuge.
No.
Burned out. Who would sabotage the Ishimura at a time like this?
Clearly somebody.
Hey,
have these guys not seen Alien Isolation? That's the whole
Elizabeth
premise.
and getting us the hell off this ship.
I don't know what those do, but I'm just gonna shoot them. Little glowy bits. Is there any down there? Can I fly? Nope. Wait. No, I've been in there. This is the door. This is what I want. Hello. I'm just taking the med pack, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Alright. What do we got? Flamethrower damage? Do we upgrade the plasma cutter again? Update the... I can talk. Upgrade the... reload time? Or do we put it in the pulse rifle? Maybe I'll put it in the pulse rifle. I kind of want this damage upgrade for that. We'll increase capacity of the pulse rifle. Is your box lurking? All good? I do appreciate it. I wish I could hide in a box instead of play this game, but... I cannot. There's gonna be a boss fight with that, isn't there? Ah, what the... Why? E. Get off of you, little... Dang, this guy was just alive. Do you have any stuff? Nope. Definitely doesn't have any stuff. Or anything anymore.
Clearance confirmed.
Ooh, flamethrower fuel. A save wouldn't. Do not jump me like that. Oh. Jeez. I didn't mean to use the health. Man, that was a waste. Alright. Who wants some? I got flamethrower, suckers. What are you? Oh, run! Isaac, you need to run when I push shift. Well, there went all our ammo for that. I don't know if I just screwed myself by shooting that, but... What is this tunnel of death? That does not look like a good time. Inventory full. Okay. What can I drop? This? I don't know if I want to drop that because it looks like we're having a freaking boss fight here in a second. I don't know. Maybe I'll drop one. I'd rather have the health. No, I don't want the stasis pack. No, I want the health. I want the health. I want... Bam, got it. Alright. Got it. Maybe I'll use the health and pick up the stasis pack. How about that? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we're using our big brain. Big brain mode. Alright. Oh, don't shoot. Don't. Nice. Excuse me. Oh, wait. Wait, I can't even reload this because I can't. Actually, you know what? I'll use one of those. Pick that up, pick that up. Reload this. What? Uh-huh. Okay. Oh god. Ow. Oh shit.
Warning. Planetfall imminent. Correct course immediately.
Yes, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Relax.
Engine power failure. Replace power cell to be...
Oh, not you. Okay. Nope. Nice. I have like no ammo.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
Wait. One of these is the right gun. There we go. Oh god, more freaking saw blades that I don't use. Where am I going right now? Okay, up those stairs.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
I'm working on it, game. I don't know what this thing is, but kind of want to use it on something. And by something, I mean somebody. I don't want the coffee cup.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
Does it go here? No. What am I doing right now? Manually ignite the engines. Yeah, so down here then.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
Oh, that's not it. What do I do? Is this the engine? What the heck do I do?
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
I'm trying. Okay, so I need a power cell. As she said like 10 times, but... over here? Oh, I see it. Give me that crate first.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence. Ignition sequence initiated.
Yay!
Stand by.
I want that. Hold on. There's a health pack if we can get to it. I thought for sure there was going to be enemies. If we see a shop, we gotta stop, sell some stuff out of our inventory. Oh, where's that health pack? No. Pick it up. There we go. E is pick up. Jeez. Alright, now we go back up to the computer. Yes. Go this way. And then we hit this Buton. Boom. Boom. What? What am I doing? Game. Achoo. Help. Achoo. Is you watching? Oh, I could use your help, but it's okay. I don't know what to do. Manually ignite engines.
Use the flame pump.
No, it's ignition sequence.
Oh yeah, we have to fight a bunch of people.
What?
We have to fight a bunch of people.
But they're not here. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm just wandering around. The engines are on. I have them powered up. Maybe there's another panel or something? Maybe I stasis that? Nope. Do I need to stasis this shit? Hold on. Maybe I... forgot there's no jump in this game. What do I... Ooh, a loot room. Hello, welcome. Thank you for the raid. 1 second, let me give you a shout out. What were you up to? I think it's just SO. Nice, nice.
That link. Holy fuck, dude.
Fuck, dude. Oh god.
Fucking swinger just freaking
Dude, that fucking AI fucking punted it down the road up onto the guardrail and it just fucking flew at me. It was just like, oh god.
Nia Phoenix says they can't, they're in mod view. I might be
Nice, what were you streaming? I need to fix my bot so it actually pulls it out correctly. But thank you, welcome in. We are struggling to find out what the hell to do right now while I wander around in circles. It's telling me to like kickstart the engines or something, or manually ignite the engines, but I don't know how to do that. Is it flamethrower? Nope, that was a waste of ammo for that. It is not that. Okay. I don't know if there's like a panel. I mean, I know there's the one panel over there, but... Oh, maybe I need to go... Nope. It's telling me to use this console up here, but I can't do anything on it. Ignition sequence initiated. Please stand by. Like, what? And I don't want the flamethrower fuel. Nice, nice. City Skylines. I played a little bit of that game. Yeah, I have not played this game either. So I played a little bit of Skitties Skylines. Jesus. Alright, maybe I need to like... Where's the other engine? Something over here, maybe? Turn that? Nope. Oh, wait. Maybe it is something with this. Shoot that? Nope. Waste of ammo. Do I... do this? Nope. Nope, that's not it either. I can't even get out of here. Like... I can't slow those down. I don't know. And I am enjoying it. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. Except for right now. I'd like... not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Because if I do the map thing, it tells me to go... here. But I can't. Maybe I just hit it. Yeah, that's it. Maybe I just... yeah! Nope. Alright, the IT trick didn't work. Alright. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Is it this knob? Nope. Is it stasising one of these? Anything back here? I didn't actually go back here before. Oh. Nice flamethrower fuel. What do I do? God. Yeah, so I put the power pack in here.
Try stasising the engine. The fast one.
No, I can't slow that down. Oh, you mean...
Okay, that's a different part of the game, though.
Okay, that is... was a good guess, but no.
Hey, there's loot up there.
Was what?
Hello?
I can't grab it. Alright, I'm gonna use some of these. So I can pick that one back up again. Game, please. What is this? Nope, that one. I thought maybe stasising them so they would slow down together, but that's not it. Screw it. Ah, I'm not the only one to be stuck. So once you insert the battery, it's supposed to spawn a large amount of enemies to fight. I had to keep reloading my save. Oh, okay. Okay. I see. The game glitched. So what? It wasn't me. Well, that's good to know. I know I am a moron, but... Alright, suckers.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
Come here, you little... Nice. Alright. That's all that done. Okay. Progress.
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
Yep, alright. Power cell's up here. Let me grab this crate first. Maybe it's because I threw this thing down here? I don't know. Let's try this again, shall we? Alright.
Ignition sequence initiated.
Spawn my enemies. Ah, now that's what we like to see. Isaac, you kind of gotta go though, dude. Like, you can't just... Alright. I haven't used this one that much. Nice. Dang, this thing plays good keep away. Oh. I feel like I just wasted a bunch of ammo on him, but... What?
Engines ready. Please confirm ignition order.
Alright. Progress. You're getting somewhere. I like this gun now. That's nice. Or, I don't know if it's really a gun, it's just DeWalt miter saw. Ooh, head back. Yes, please. And there's this loot room.
Engines ready. Please confirm ignition order.
Don't worry, game. I got it. I got it. Oops. There we go.
Engines firing.
Bam! Nice. Success. Onward. Open this door first though. Nice. Yeah, see, it wasn't me, it was the game. Alright.
Isaac, you did it. The Ishimura's moving again.
No thanks to whoever sabotaged the fuck out of these engines.
You bought us time to figure it out. Autopilot's taking us into geostationary
The game glitched
orbit.
out.
Wait, you're flying us through the planet crack debris?
That's what the asteroid defense system is for.
But the ADS is offline. I've got the system readouts here.
Hammond, the Ishimura's in rough shape. A couple of bad strikes could finish her off.
Shit. Daniels, give me all the data you have. I'll try to adjust course. Isaac, take the train from engineering. Meet me on the bridge. I'll lift the station lockdown. We need to work on this together.
What? What? Why?
I want to play.
Okay. All saved. I got very distracted in the middle of that. Alright, return to tram station, but before I do, what's down here? Oh, we already came from there. Never mind. We go back. Back this way. Everything is shaking. Get the loot. Okay, I don't have much ammo, but we will make do with what we got. Of course, the lights turn off. Oh, it's very quiet. It's too quiet. Oh, that's fine.
Nicole? I'm here. Nicole! Damn it.
Damn it, Nicole. Alright, we're gonna save. Save scum. Save scum. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Can I use this now? Nope. Oh, I'm just coming back to the trams. Okay. Oh, wait. I see a store. Yeah. Why is the music? I'm just... Ricochet... Okay. Why is the music doing this? If I get attacked while I'm in this fucking store. Should I buy a health pack? I feel like I kind of need one, but screw it. I'm gonna buy one. I don't like the music. Why is the music doing that? Somebody just behind me with some violins. Diddly, diddly, diddly. Alright, nobody gonna jump out in front of me this time? That's what I thought. Nice.
Bridge.
All the way to the bridge. Alright. Nobody gonna come through that little vents? Pry open the doors? I'm ready for you. I'm ready. We're halfway there. What's gonna happen? Come on. Almost there. 2/3. 3/4. 5/6. 7/8.
The bridge.
Nice. We made it. God, that gets me every fucking time. Jesus Christ.
Looking at the ADS cannons, they're a mess. I'm gonna need your help. I am not losing the Ishimura. Not now.
The Ishimura, Hammond, or the marker?
That artifact they found?
Don't bullshit us. CEC knew all along about the marker, didn't they? Isn't that why you're really here? Corporate wouldn't send the Ishimura for some off-the-books mining. But alien technology, yeah, that fits.
Then how does losing my team fit into this theory?
Hey, knock this shit off. We're into the debris field. We get the ADS back together, or it's over.
Then meet me at the captain's nest. Daniels?
Fine. But I'm going through the ship reports, Hammond. I'm getting some answers.
Somebody's a traitor. Time to call an emergency meeting. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save before whatever spooky thing happens. Nice. We actually completed the thingy, but I'm gonna just go until we get to the bridge. I need level 2. Oh god, it's fucking Christ. Haha, you can't fit. Maybe I shouldn't have made fun of him. Wait, why am I in the store again? Oh wait, I can actually sell this stuff. Cool. Alright. Should I sell anything else? I don't know if I should sell these oxygen tanks. I kind of want to keep them, because what if I need them, you know? Whoa! Fuck!
Containment measures activated.
You okay? At least containment and life support are holding. So far.
Alright, let's take the elevator. I know I said we get to the bridge, but I want to just get to like a reasonable stopping point. Yeah, here we go.
Isaac. Sorry. Shit, you scared me.
We'll do this cutscene and we'll
Keep that
call it
rifle
good.
close. What's that? The one that attacked me. I managed to trap him in here. His face.
I'm not seeing things, right? That's Chen.
Yep, looks like it.
You can't help him, Hammond. He's...
You're right.
Infected.
I should...
It's been infected.
The hell with it.
Don't let him. I thought he was gonna let him out.
Pod 47 launch.
Thanks, man. That was my escape.
Johnston, too. At least she was spared becoming a monster.
We're gonna fix this, Hammond. For them.
Yeah. Come on. The ADS scans.
All right, Hammond. Let's do it.
I can hold this position for a while, if no more asteroids come through the roof.
Okay. More lore that I don't care about.
Here. All I can tell is the ADS power routing is shut.
Yep.
Well, the administration systems aren't doing much. We could redirect power from there. I'd need to rewire the junction boxes, but we get the ADS cannons back.
Good. Isaac, about what Daniel said. I don't know about any illegal mining or the marker. I swear, I'm just here for a repair mission.
Look, Hammond, I don't know you or Daniels well enough to judge, but CEC had to know about the marker.
The company, maybe. But shit like that's above my pay grade. Look, we can get into it later. You'll need a way down to those junction boxes. You can turn the atrium elevators back on from security. You'll have full access. I found a CEC executive key card. I'll upgrade your clearance.
Yes.
And you upgraded yours already?
Yeah, just in case. And Isaac? I heard something up there. Something big. Watch your back.
Something big. Big boy. Heck yeah. We did it. Alright, let me get back to my save. And we will call it good there. My save? Yeah, okay. Cool. Nice. Save complete. We will call it good there. Nice. Alright, let me find somebody to raid. Cue some music while I do that.
Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one.
Nobody I know is streaming right now.
You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us.
Let's see. Actually, let's go raid this person. They're playing Midnight. I can't talk over this. They're playing Midnight Ghost Hunt. I'm following them, but I don't know who they are, so we'll go find out. If you guys have emotes, please feel free to use them. In the meantime, y'all take it easy, don't work too hard, and I will catch you next time. Y'all take it easy. Goodbye.
You made this mess and left me with the pieces.